So, why do you carry when you ride? Good morning, welcome back to the channel. Yes, I said, why do you carry when you ride? And you're probably thinking, Chef, this is a very simple answer. Why are you even asking it and wasting our time? And I'll get to that. So, I did this video right here on do you carry when you ride? And of course, I asked an important question about what people did carry, and I learned a lot of cool information. Lots of you gave responses and found out some cool stuff, like Glock is the most favored carry gun that people end up carrying on a daily basis or when they ride. And most people prefer to carry inside the waistband. Did learn some alternative carry methods like a handlebar bag or a tank bag. So lots of cool feedback came in on the video, and I did read the responses. I replied to pretty much every single one of them. And one thing though that I found in doing that video, and I guess I just didn't kind of think about it, man. I live in the United States, so my perspective is on living here. But I did have a lot of people who responded back in comments, or I did get a couple of emails about, you know, why we feel the need to carry in the United States. And there were people from other countries, but there were people from the United States that asked that question. And it kind of got me thinking, you know, how you have those moments of clarity when you're out riding and you know, you're just enjoying the road and you're thinking and your mind's wandering. Well, I started thinking about some of those comments and, you know, why we feel the need to carry, and it made me just kind of wonder what it's like in different places. I have never lived anywhere outside of the United States, so I have no idea what things are like other than taking a visit. I've gone on a lot of cruises. I've visited a lot of Caribbean countries, and I know in those Caribbean countries, just from my visits, some of them have the same or more aggravated issues than what we have here. I was robbed, my family was robbed in Jamaica while we were on a cruise and visiting their port. I've been to Mexico, where we've been followed around by guys with machine guns, and the policia ride around in pickup trucks, you know, 10 or 12 deep with machine guns, especially around resort areas. So I was kind of used to that. I've been to Canada several times. I used to live in Michigan, so Canada's close. I have club brothers in Canada, so I've been up there to visit. And I mean, I think Canada for me is very close to what we have here in the United States as far as stuff and infrastructure, so I really honestly didn't put much thought process in it. And I've been to Japan. I went to Japan to visit my son and daughter-in-law for 3 weeks. They were in the Navy station over there. Amazing time going to Japan. But in Japan, they don't have violence issues. They don't have gun laws and stuff like we do here. And it was very unique in my short time there of adjusting to their society. But I did talk to my son and daughter-in-law about how things are over there, and they don't see the need to carry guns because they don't have a violence issue. Obviously they have a more trusting society or societal norms. So anyways, like I said, I got to thinking about the video and these responses that people had, and I mean, I know why I carry. I don't have any question in why I carry, but it did just really honestly weigh heavy on my mind about how things are here in the United States, even though it's a free country and we have everything. It just made me start to think about the condition of our society. And while I'm thinking about this the other day, Literally, DJ Greg Street from one of the Atlanta radio stations posted on social media of a shooting at a high school in Metro Atlanta, and somebody actually videoed some teenagers fighting, and then one of them ended up pulling out a gun and shooting another one. Broad daylight. And the same day that happened, there was another shooting where my son works, and it was 15-year-olds, and one of them is now dead because of violence. So things are different here for sure. Our society, you know, having freedom and free will and a lot of stuff, resources, money. Obviously you have criminal issues, drug-related issues, gang-related issues, and violence, unfortunately, is a byproduct, if you will, of the availability of things and how things are here. And I worked law enforcement a long time. I've always tried to analyze, you know, what criminal activity, you know, really stems from and where it comes from in people's heads. And man, there's so many things that you could think about, or there's no good answer really when you think about it. Unfortunately, it's just something that's happened. I mean, violence and gun violence has been around since the Wild West days. You know, you call somebody yellow, you get shot. Everybody's seen that stuff on TV, but there is truth to how society was, and unfortunately that's just kind of how things have evolved for us here in the United States. Now, when these people posted these comments, I didn't take anything like personal. It is a difference in perspective for what people are used to and their societal norms, and obviously in other countries what we have going on here is not normal. Like I said, I haven't lived anywhere. I haven't experienced any other country's atmosphere and society and environment that they have going on, so I don't know what it's like. I can't give you any information on that. But interestingly enough, when I started thinking about it, I said, you know what? Everybody gave really good feedback about what they carried before, and I'm taking an educational or informational approach to this. And I want to pose the question to you, the YouTube community, the Riding Free Nation. Why is it that you carry? Why do you feel the need? And I'm not asking that in a defensive manner by any means. I mean, I carry every single day. But I want to know why you carry. What is your reason? Leave a comment down below. That way we can share and educate and inform other people who don't know. So I know why I carry. I mean, obviously I carry for a different reason. Retired law enforcement, worked law enforcement for a while, but I've realistically carried a gun since I was 21, and I think I was more excited to get my carry permit than I was to, you know, go out and legally purchase alcohol. But I've carried ever since then. I mean, my view is probably similar to most people's out there, that the Constitution of the United States says that we can carry, and the laws of the state that I live in say that I can carry. So I have permission, and that is definitely true. Like I said, I personally carry just because of what my professional career you know, has exposed me to. You just never know, so I always want to be safe. So that would be another reason that I would say that I specifically carry, is I consider that firearm, you know, hopefully an insurance policy, that if anything does happen, I am able to protect myself and my family, or, you know, other good citizens that are out there. And things happen, man. They happen every day. Watch the news, go on the internet, stuff is always happening, and I certainly do not want to be a victim. And I know a lot of you probably out there in the community are the same and do not want to be a victim. you see stories or you hear stories all the time of good guys with guns stopping bad guys with guns, and that is true. It does absolutely happen, and that is something that is a consideration if you are going to carry. If something does happen, are you going to intervene? I mean, there are a lot of considerations to make when you start carrying a firearm, and if you don't think about those, I mean, maybe you should. If you use it in the wrong manner, obviously there's a consequence, a pretty significant consequence. So you always have to be careful. You always have to consider what may happen, and I've run these considerations in my head. One of the police departments that I ended up working for in Michigan, one of the interview questions they had is, are you willing to use deadly force if necessary? You know, obviously that's something that people need to consider. So, you know, the insurance policy thing for me, peace of mind, if anything happens, I do have that. You know, I have a protector mentality and character to myself, and having the ability to protect myself and my family or others is an important thing to me. And obviously I spend a lot of my time working in public safety and taking care of the safety and welfare of others. So it's just kind of ingrained in who I am. You know, I did end up finding some humor value in a couple of the comments that people made, and I understand the premise of their comment. You know, literally 3 people out of all the comments that I got said, I don't need to carry a gun, I can take care of myself. I carry my fists with me wherever I go. And dude, I get that. I mean, that's awesome that you have that internal fortitude that if something goes down, you're good. I wholeheartedly support that ideation. However, when you think about things that are going on in the world right now, specifically in our society here in the United States, if you're out somewhere and somebody starts shooting, your fists do not stop bullets. You know, I work EMS, I have a lot of medical knowledge, and I have yet to see a person with bulletproof skin. So, I mean, it's cool you're willing to take care of business. I appreciate that. I would probably like having you hang around at a bar. But dude, really, if something ends up happening, what are you going to do? I mean, your only thing at that point is to retreat, or who knows what the outcome of that would be. So people's ideation of it may be a little bit different. You know, I had somebody say, oh, I don't like people who carry firearms because they feel like they're big and bad. Dude, I personally do not carry a firearm because I feel big and bad. 100% not my thought process at all. I don't have any type of complex from, you know, the ability to carry a firearm. So that definitely is not a reason, at least for me. I mean, somebody out there may have that mentality, and I think that would be the wrong mentality to have if you're gonna carry that responsibility with you. Definitely not my approach to it. Now, some people did comment about, you know, people with mental illness and the availability of guns and, you know, issues, and the things that we see on the social media or the news are the direct results of somebody who has mental illness and something going wrong and them having the ability of a firearm. Well, I agree. There are issues. Mental illness is a big issue, but I find it hard to believe, and like I said, I've never lived anywhere else, but I find it hard to believe that people in other countries do not suffer from mental illness. People are people. We've been the same. Anatomy's been the same for 2,024 years. Things haven't changed. So, you know, we obviously have learned more over the years about people's medical issues and mental health issues. So, you know, the more we know, the more we are able to try to treat and prevent those things from happening. However, like I said, I could just only assume that those issues are the same in other places, you know? I mean, people are the variable in everything. So, could it happen here, there, anywhere? Yes. You know, I really would like to do some research, and I'm sorry that I didn't do the research before I did this video, but like I said, it was just kind of weighing on me a little bit, so I wanted to do the video. But, you know, what are the statistics for mental health in other countries? Do they have problems? I mean, obviously, if they don't have the availability or the popularity, if you will, of firearms and gun violence stuff, I mean, do people with mental illness cause other issues in some other way? Definitely be interesting to know. And certainly, if you know, you are an expert in that area, please leave a comment down below and educate and inform the rest of us, because I certainly would like to know. Now, one of the other comments that people have made, and I just kind of makes me scratch my head, is, you know, there are a lot of bad guys with guns, and, you know, we're part of the problem as good guys with guns because, you know, we purchase guns and support the firearm market. And the answer to that is yes, we do support the market. This is a very patriotic channel, and I'm not going to deny that I support the Constitution, the right to carry a firearm. And obviously, if you carry a firearm, you have to purchase it. Most people, especially people on this channel who are good folks, are going to purchase a handgun in the right manner, follow the proper process, and complete the necessary required paperwork by federal law. Now, here's the thing. Do guns get in the hands of bad people all the time? Absolutely. How do those guns get there? I will tell you from my personal experience in law enforcement, most people who shouldn't have a gun, most criminal people, do not go to a gun store and illegally purchase a gun. Those are all 100% purchased illegally on the street, stolen from, you know, law-abiding citizens. So the manner in which those firearms are procured is not normal and not lawful in 99% of criminal-involved cases out there. And when you think about that, when you want to talk about people, bad people with guns, you would probably like look at the other side of the coin and say, I want more good people with guns out there because they can possibly help protect me in some situation. But no, people just want to talk about the gun and not the person. And to me, that is 100% the issue, is not the guns. Guns do not kill people. I've never had any of my firearms get loose, get out of the house, and go on a shooting rampage somewhere on their own. Just doesn't happen. It is 100% people that are the issue and the variable in everything. And unfortunately, my wholehearted response to this is people are the reason why I choose to carry a firearm. So, share your thoughts down below in a comment. I'd love to have more comments. It created a lot of great conversation before, and people, I think, had a lot of fun. There was a lot of you know, going back and forth about different things. So leave a comment down below. Let me know why you carry. Guys, I appreciate you stopping in. Until next time, ride safe, live life, make the most of it, and thank those that allow us to be out riding free. Until next time, guys, we'll catch you later.